Hi there, my name is Lisa Schroeder. I'm the author of a number of novels for kids 8 to 12 years old, and you may have heard of some of them. It's Raining Cupcakes, My Secret Guide to Paris, See You on a Starry Night, and Wish on All the Stars is my latest. I have one coming out in November called Don't Judge Me, which I'm really excited about. But today I thought I would do just a quick little reading from My Secret Guide to Paris, and then give you a little writing assignment to do that relates to it. So let me read for just a minute or two, and then we'll talk about what I read, and I'll give you a little writing idea. So this is from chapter 13. The main character's name is Nora, and she is currently in Paris on sort of a treasure hunt. Her grandma left her some clues and had planned this treasure hunt to do on Nora's birthday. So she's wandering around Paris with a friend that she met named Phoebe. While we wandered the streets of Ile Saint-Louis, it seemed like we had stepped back in time. We made our way down the narrow main street, admiring the various things for sale in the little shops like shoes, artwork, and perfumes. Some of the storefronts were painted bright, cheerful colors. Above the shops, the buildings were white or cream with 3 floors of what looked to be apartments, as windows with wrought iron balconies lined the street, some of them with colorful flower boxes. I imagined living there on the top floor and opening my window every day and enjoying the sights and sounds of this quaint part of Paris. In that moment, I couldn't imagine anything more wonderful. We stopped in front of a shop called Claire de Rêve, the name painted on a large, colorful sign in primary colors. In the window were all kinds of marionettes. There was a clown wearing a plaid jacket and a red hat, a rabbit with long ears and glasses, and even one made out of wood with a long nose that I knew right away was meant to be Pinocchio. Another shop I loved was called Pylons. The front window displayed large yellow and orange flower pots turned upside down. On the top of each pot were all kinds of fun things like miniature teapots and watering cans and strange little animals that begged to be picked up. The entire window seemed to scream to us, "Come in and play!" So we went in and looked around. Phoebe couldn't resist a little ladybug stapler, and I bought a cool dragon pen. I'd never seen so much imagination put into ordinary objects to make them fun and unique. As we left, Phoebe pointed out a list of other store locations, and I couldn't believe it when I saw New York City. In that moment, I had the urge to tell Grandma about the discovery. I could just see her smile and hear her telling me that we'd be sure to visit the next time we were together in Manhattan. I let myself feel sad for a minute because I couldn't tell Grandma Sylvia anything, and there wouldn't be a next time. Eventually, Phoebe and I went on our way. I was beginning to see that grief was a lot like a rainy day. Sometimes the sadness was like a light mist around me, while other times it poured, mean and fierce. During the downpours, all I could do was hold on and remember that rain doesn't last forever, even if it seems that way sometimes. Along with the various boutiques, there were cafes, restaurants, cheese shops, and bakeries. Anything you wanted to eat, you could find on Ile Saint-Louis. Again and again, we stopped outside bakeries to admire the sweet treats in the window. Tarts and cakes became little pieces of art, decorated so beautifully it seemed like it would be hard to take a bite. My mouth watered as we stepped inside one of the bakeries and looked into the little glass cases at the little apple, apricot, and berry tarts, the fresh fruit dusted with powdered sugar on top of a custard-filled crust. So I just gave you a little tiny taste of Paris, but here's the really cool thing that I want you to know. When I wrote this book, I had never been to Paris, but I wanted to go. And I thought the next best thing would be to visit in my imagination. So right now, you're watching this probably because you're not able to go to school. You're maybe not able to go anywhere like a lot of us. So what can we do? We can visit places in our imagination. What I would love for you to do now is to take out a piece of paper. Think of a place that you have always wanted to visit. Maybe it's Paris, maybe it's London, maybe it's somewhere in Asia, Africa. It could be anywhere. It could be Disneyland here in the United States. And then I want you to do a little bit of research. Pull up pictures. Go to Google Earth. You know how I wrote that passage? I went on Google Earth and went to streets in the place that I was writing about, looked around using Google Earth, and used those images to help me write this book. So think about a place where you want to go, do some research, come up with a character, or maybe you just write about yourself visiting that place. Where are you going to go? What are you going to see? Are you going to see castles? Are you going to see beautiful gardens? What are you going to see? And describe it. Work on description. One of the biggest things I hear from kids when they're writing is that description is really hard for them. So one of the best things what we can do to practice that is to find pictures and then use those pictures to help with our descriptions. When I'm writing, I often do a lot of this kind of writing to help, because when I can see it visually, then I know what to describe in my books. So have fun visiting somewhere in your imagination. It's one of the funnest things that we can do when we're writing is to go places that we might not be able to go. So I wish you well. I hope that you go back to school soon. And thanks for watching. Bye.